everyone. Welcome to Watch Autumn Keto, more specifically, hashtag OAC Wednesday.
Yes.
My name is Autumn. This is my husband, Richard. We go live here on our YouTube channel every Wednesday evening at 8:30 p.m. But you're like, skirt, it's not 8:30, it's 5 o'clock. And that's because we're having a special one-off today because we got things to do after this. As you can see, that's why I'm all dressed up, right? Because y'all know I don't look like this. Also, this is my hair now, if you haven't seen it. So
take it down as a surprise.
Oh, it's just all blonde hair. Like, do y'all want to see me take down my all blonde hair?
It would be quite ravishing.
Oh God, I'm gonna take down my all blonde hair. It's just all blonde hair. Now I gotta put a ponytail back up.
Oh my gosh, never mind. Take it back.
No, you're gonna hear about it. I'm gonna do it, but you're gonna hear about it. Okay, this is my hair, everyone.
Yay.
And so, yeah, that's what it looks like. You guys should have seen Coach Bronson's face when he popped on. I was like, oh my God, you haven't seen this, have you? So I'm excited. Just to let you know, we go live on our other YouTube channel, the Weathers channel, every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday morning at 9:30 a.m. Eastern, or you can catch us here on Wednesdays. And on the first Wednesday of each, that's how it's spelled.
No, okay.
On the first Wednesday of each month, that is even super exciting because we get to talk to Coach Bronson from Apex Training. And even more exciting, this is not only the first hashtag White Wednesday of the month. It's the first hashtag Wack Wednesday of the year. So I'm glad, I'm so glad you're here joining me.
I forgot that. That is the thing.
Oh my gosh. So before Coach Bronson joins us, let's get to some comments. Mom's here. It says first for Wack Wednesday. That's awesome. Hoo day.
And
I don't know why you would say hoo day.
Special time.
Yeah, at this special time. Thank you. Pamela's here. Hoofnut is here.
Good morning, Hoofnut.
Let's see.
Good morning.
Pamela said glad she remembered it's 2 p.m. Yes, on West Coast time.
Yes.
Sarah McCoy's here.
Vegas
Says
time.
good evening, Wack fam. Hoofnut said I just got done filling water tanks for the horses. That darn wind is very cold, and tomorrow it's going to be colder. Apparently, it's gonna snow here. So that's what everyone's telling me.
According to the map, the wind's going further down. So it's going across the country.
That's what the map says. Yeah, absolutely.
No, it's going across.
Brianna said, "Good evening, everyone. I'm kind of excited to get to go to bed early tonight since I don't have to stay up past 9. I know, right? But not only am I going to stay up past 9, we're probably going to be out of the house, which is something unheard of for me. But you got to take the opportunities as they come. You know what I'm talking about?
Cute.
This new blonde hair has me feeling adventurous. B16's here, says good afternoon. It is good afternoon more than good evening.
Exactly.
Gigi's here, says good evening. I'll take it. Good evening, Mr. and Mrs. How was your day? It's still going, so that's the thing.
It's what 2 p.m. in Cali time.
It is. It's still afternoon, moving into evening. Sand Banner's here, says hello, people.
Good morning, everyone.
King Cook is here. Hey, bud. Missed you. Haven't seen you in a while. So
I know we haven't said that name in a long
I know,
time.
right?
I love
So
saying it.
yeah, Rain Can. Okay. And do you know what else I love? Talking to Coach Bronson. Oh, transition for the win. Okay, so now everyone, without further ado, okay, Coach Bronson. Pew, 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 pew. Hey, how are you?
I'm good. Right? How you guys doing? Happy New Year.
I'm great. Happy New Year. How was your New Year?
It was pretty chill. You spend time with the family. I got to see, one of my kids. They're all grown up, so they do their own thing. So,
how old are they? I want to know more about this.
Yeah, so my son came down with his girlfriend, so I met his girlfriend for the first time. So that was fun.
Are you one of those like helicopter dads, like, hey Tiffany, get your act together, or you're going to answer to me? Like, I mean, my dad is one of those. I know it's generally like the same gender. Like moms are tougher on girlfriends, and then dads are tougher on boyfriends. Type situation. So I don't make Tiffany cry. So.
I think my connection's a little bad. Am I still there? I don't know.
Okay,
I don't know if I lost you or you lost me.
Yeah, we are frozen. Okay, give me a thumbs up if you can. If we're back. Coach Bronson, are you back?
I can hear you, but I can't see you.
Weird. I can hear you and see you, so we're gonna assume that I can. I'm gonna let the people in the chat give me a thumbs up. And we'll see Let's see. Oh, it's frozen? Jeez Louise. Coach Brunson's fine. Well, clearly everyone can see you. Let me go. It's the Brunson Show.
Hi, guys. What's going on?
Can you see us now? Okay, let's see. You are frozen, but I can hear you. This hurts my heart. Kathy P. here says all out whackers and Bronson. I know, right?
Smitten Richard. I like it. Did they drop off? They might have dropped off. Well, I'm still on. So hi, everybody. How y'all doing? So some of you who I know, but I don't know your screen names, you might have to give me some names so I know who I'm talking to. I know Kathy P.
Give us a second. Apparently, we're fighting with the internet.
This is why we don't go live at 5 o'clock p.m. Like, clearly, look what happens when you go live at 5 p.m.
What happens when all the video gamers are just not getting off work?
Yes. Okay. Okay. Now give me like a thumbs up or something if you can hear us.
You guys are still frozen and kind of choppy.
Oh, there we go.
Hi, Lisa. Hi, Sarah.
Hi, all.
Okay, so I'm gonna hit the refresh button on my browser and see what happens.
Okay.
And then if that doesn't work, we get disconnected. We should be able to come back in.
There you go. And the way your anxiety is set up.
This is causing me a lot of anxiety. So
you are losing your mind
right now. Like I'm literally getting so hot that I have to put my hair back in the ponytail because like I'm just like my face. I can't. Okay, so I'm gonna hit refresh.
Hit the refresh.
I think the topic was going to be, I'll just spill it since I don't know if she already said or not, but what are you doing new in the new year? So if they can pop on a little bit, maybe I'll give you guys a little insight into what I'm doing this new year. And you guys can share what you guys are doing. If there's any fun stuff you got planned, any goals. It's all about goals in the new year. What are you planning on doing? And the question is, how do you plan on getting there?
Any better? Can you see us?
About the same.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, this browser.
Did you guys change something, or is it just there's more?
No, we didn't change. No, we did not change anything. Like everything is the exact same.
Yeah,
so.
I just think we're competing with a lot of other people.
Yeah, so you just go ahead and do your thing, bro. We're just back in intermittently, like.
Well, so you had said that the topic was, what are you doing new this year, right? What are you trying?
Yeah, what new thing or things are you doing in the new year?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm being extreme. That's what I'm doing this year. I'm going to the extreme, to the max. I'm doing two things. So I actually started last year. I actually started in October, and this is an ongoing thing, but I'm going through the process, working with Keto Savage, Rob Sykes, and following his protocol for body composition and getting lean. So
is that deeper state keto?
Say again.
Is that deeper state keto?
Yes.
Oh, I did deeper state keto back in 2018.
Yeah. So Rob Sykes owns Deeper State Keto, Keto Savage. He owns Keto Bricks, all of the above. But he does coaching. So he's a bodybuilder, which, as you guys know, I'm not a bodybuilder. I don't do fitness for just to look good, just to get lit and ripped and whatever else. It's about quality of life for me. But the science and understanding the physiology changes and understanding how the nutrition impacts what your body can do and how it changes your metabolism and all that kind of stuff is important for me to understand. So I'm going through the process of being a bodybuilder using Rob's protocol. So traditionally I'm much higher protein and much lower fat. When I do my body recomposition, I'm doing it differently with him. He's much higher protein and much lower fat, much higher fat and much lower protein. So the process is a little different for me. I'm eating more fat now than I ever would normally eat. But at the same time, following the protocol, and I won't get into all the specifics of it, but following the protocol, I'm still losing weight. I'm still getting lean, maintaining muscle. Strength hasn't changed. So it's a very interesting process. See how that goes. My goal is two things. One, just to see if it's possible. I want to get to 5% body fat. Okay? So that's the goal.
Nice.
The lowest I've ever gotten on carnivore is 8%. And here's the thing with that is doing it the way that I was doing it, high protein, low fat, I was exhausted all the time. I was exhausted because I wasn't taking in enough fuel to really to fuel my daily activities. So I was lean as all get out. But I was just like, ugh, I don't want to do nothing. It was all mental because I just had to do stuff. So this should theoretically, in theory, that's what I want to see is if I can get that lean, but still have energy because I'm going to be more fat focused than protein focused. So we'll see what the chances are there.
It's so interesting. I heard all of that and it sounded amazing to me. I want to do a comment check. You guys, can you hear and understand Coach Bronson clearly? And can you hear and or understand us clearly? Because, he's the star of the show today, so I would much rather hear him. But at the same time, I want to participate in this conversation.
I like that.
So we'll wait for some comments to roll in. Please let me know.
Real fast, what types of more fat are you eating, Coach? Like where's the more fat coming from?
Primarily butter.
Yeah, I love it. So apparently we're back and you can we're good now. So good.
Okay. Perfect.
So two things. Butter is definitely more than I used to do, but I also switched from beef to lamb. So I basically haven't eaten beef. I'll go get a hamburger every once in a while because I love Five Guys. You all know I love Five Guys. But it's pretty much lamb. I eat a pound of lamb every day.
Lamb is super fatty? Is that what I'm assuming?
Lamb is way more fatty, yeah.
Wow.
I'm here for that. And it tastes better. It's got more flavor. It cooks better. It's more tender. Oh my God.
For that.
Oh man, it's amazing.
Skeptical of lamb, but
this is me right now.
Ground lamb. Get some ground lamb. Okay, get some ground lamb. Get it in the fry pan like you would normally do ground beef. All right.
Yeah.
Redmond salt.
Yeah.
And all good. Now I do it with eggs. I do it with eggs too. So I also do eggs. So right now my macros for the day, if I don't do I like protein, super protein powder in my coffee. So I count that. So I do 1 scoop of protein powder in my coffee, and then I do a pound of lamb, and I do 8 eggs and 4 tablespoons of butter. So I split that up into 2 meals. So I have 2 meals a day. I have 1 meal is 8 ounces of lamb and 4 eggs.
That's everything you eat a day. Okay, that makes sense.
And then the other meal later in the day is another 8 ounces with 4 eggs.
I thought it was one sitting. I said,
I have done that. There have been times where I've woken up in the morning, had my coffee, and been like, I'm not really hungry. And then it's like 3 o'clock. I'm like, well, let me just eat it all now. So it is what it is.
Nice.
That is nuts.
I am here for it.
I am.
Now the difference being, here's the difference. So that's a pound of lamb and 8 eggs, right? I used to eat when I was higher protein. What I would eat in a day would be 2 pounds of like 90% lean beef.
Okay. So that's enough.
Maybe
I would
4 to
have
6 eggs. Right. So it was super lean. More chicken would be involved in my diet, but so I was eating a lot of food, but most of that food didn't count towards calories essentially because protein isn't used as fuel. So I wasn't getting energy from the protein. So here's a thought, guys. My experience, and it's my experience eating excess protein. Okay, I was eating upwards of 225 to 250 grams of protein a day. Okay, that's what I would normally do. Okay. Eating that much protein, not eating a lot of fat, I didn't have energy.
Yeah, I can see that.
Why are you guys afraid? So why are you guys afraid of protein being turned into fat?
Because they think that protein turns into chocolate cake in your veins, and that it's just sugar, spike your blood sugar, and then there it is. I mean, you know, and
Right.
really, once I realized, or someone said that gluconeogenesis, which is the process of your body creating its own glucose from what it has, it is demand driven, right? It also your body doesn't receive a lot of protein and say, I don't know what to do with this. I guess I'm going to turn the rest into sugar, right? Your body only it says, I don't have enough glucose right now. Let me tap into something to find it, right? So but I do have a question in a weird way. What does your body do with all that excess protein? Do you just number two it out? Like, think about it. If you're using 220 grams of protein, your body, can it just be like, oh, we got to make muscle. Like at a certain point, it's just like, what does it do with the rest of it?
It uses
or does it just sit there? I don't know.
It uses it.
For what?
Some of it will be excreted, but it will be, pushed out of the body, but really not as much as we think. Of the studies that I've looked at, and everybody I've ever talked to about this, and all the research I've done over the past 3 years about this very specific topic, because this is the topic that got me excited about carnivore. Okay. Well, I was looking at all the different things.
As much as you want, and it doesn't count.
Kind of, but more because of the fascination of the biology of it,
of what it does,
how it works, of what it does. It started with the whole net carbs versus total carbs thing, right? And me understanding, well, okay, wait, so somehow some of these carbs don't count. That doesn't make sense. If I'm eating it, like my body's doing something with it, right? So having that conversation, and then Maria Emmerich came out with the Keto book. Maria and Craig did the Keto book, which is the Bible on keto, right? And I read that whole thing, and then they had a couple sections in there talking about oxidative priority, different things. And I started thinking about, well, wait a second. If protein isn't used as fuel, just like theoretically fiber isn't used as fuel, then and I can get away. I'm being very loose with my terms here. Get away with not counting fiber for calories, then do I need to count protein for calories? And it got me. It just sent me down a whole spiral of, well, wait a second here. Why are we counting total carbs? Why are we like all of this stuff, or total calories, when total calories don't matter? Because if you're eating 30% protein, 30% of your eating, those calories don't count. Yeah,
as energy that can be stored in your body.
Correct. Right. Now they do count, and there's different things that eating that stuff does. Your body still has a response. So I'm not saying that protein doesn't matter. And this is a whole nother conversation. But the idea, your body is, and this is what I want to understand to answer your question specifically, your body is protein storage. Muscle, skin, tissue, bone, that's all protein.
Wow. That makes a lot of sense when you put it like that. It's just like, I just got some extra skin ingredients. I'm just gonna go ahead and boop, boop, boop. I'm gonna repatch that skin up.
Of all the studies that I've looked at. And I've got it. If you guys go back into the history of my YouTube channel, I did 2 videos in like 2019, 2018, where we talked specifically about the science of protein. And there are some studies done where people for extended periods of time ate 3 times their lean mass, in grams of protein per day, and lost body fat.
Wow, that's crazy.
They gained lean mass and they lost body fat.
I'm gonna have to look. I'm gonna have to look into that. That is so interesting. I just want to highlight. Brianna says, "Look at Richard and his Team Protein T-shirt on again this month." You know, he saves them specifically for the situation. I'm gonna see if I can post. I'm gonna see if I can post this link in the comments. But you too can get a Team Protein shirt if you go to Coach Bronson's website. And
who don't like
Team
steak?
Protein?
Who
Yeah,
don't like steak?
I put the link. I don't know if it's as a link, but I put it in the comments. Go to Coach Brunson's website to get your Team Protein T-shirt, and you can use the code WAC15 to get 15% off if you want. Just keep that between us.
It's wonderful when you're training because everybody's gonna be talking to you.
Yes, yeah, exactly. Like, is your steak holding up muscle?
I like that
yes,
shirt.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
Ren Can Cook says butter and lamb. That is really interesting. I mean, just lamb. I don't know.
Awesome.
Brianna said, I remember when I attempted DSK, Deeper State Keto, I added melted butter to my scrambled eggs. So good. No, that does sound good. I remember.
I was gonna say, that sounds like the egg.
See, I remember Deeper State Keto because it was the first time I ever was like a part of a protocol that was like 10 total carbs. I said, what? 10? Like, that was crazy to me.
The first time your brain's like, wait a minute.
Yes. Sarah said, I grew up on a sheep farm and lamb is yummy.
Oh, yeah. Well, thank you, Sarah.
Chris said, I love ground
Sarah.
lamb. I don't know. Buddha said, love lamb mixed with beef. Maybe something like that.
Well, I think if you're a starter, I think that's a good first step. You know what I mean? To get you more acclimated to it.
Yes,
But
exactly.
no, lamb is amazing.
Pamela, what is she doing this year? Said decided to run a marathon, but then decided it would be better to actually become a runner first. Yeah, slow. Yeah, mile at a time. Yeah, that's pretty great. Oh, Joyce is here. It's a little late, but I'm happy to get to spend my lunch with my favorite whack fam. Hi, Joyce. I'm glad that you're here. Look, I love lamb. What you mean you don't eat no meat?
Tell it, Brianna.
You either know it or you don't. So.
What?
Yeah. So how far? Because Deeper State Keto is 90 days, right? Like how many days into it are you?
So I'm doing. So I started in October. So I'm.
October, so are you in the rebuilding phase?
No, I'm on a long cut. So I'm cutting for the cruise in May.
Wow.
Wow. So how incremental are your calorie changes? Because that's another thing I noticed about Deeper State Keto is that we were lowering our calories 20 to 50 calories a week. And I was like, how do you do that? You just take off like 14 grams.
So,
okay.
Here we go. Okay. So, yes, you're lowering it 10, 15, 20 calories a week, but you're changing the composition of it. Because remember, 1 gram of fat is 9 calories, 1 gram of protein is 4. Yes. So if I drop 1 for 1, I'm only dropping 5. I'm not dropping 9.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes, that's true.
Right. So what I'm doing right now. Right. So because right now what we're doing is where he started me super high on the fat and lower on the protein. So right now, this week, actually, we're on, I don't know, how many weeks is that? Let's see, October, November, December. I don't know, 4 months in.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's like 13 weeks. So
yeah, almost 4 months in. And I just hit 1-to-1.
Wow.
Oh my God.
So I'm at 160 right now.
That is amazing.
That's crazy. Now, are you going to lower it any? Because I imagine if you keep lowering your fat, won't that put you back in the situation where you don't have as much energy? If you're losing body fat, like
right. So at some point, I'm not sure exactly when, but both of them will start going down.
Oh, okay.
And then what's going to happen is both of them will start going down. Fat and protein will start going down. And then eventually my protein will probably stop or keep going where my fat stops.
Yeah, that makes sense because you need
towards
that
the
energy.
very end, I'll be lower protein than fat, that's where my brain's going to be like,
exactly.
Give me my protein. Give me my protein.
Exactly.
Blue Dove says, I don't fear the protein, but it's hard to get so much. Yeah, I'm just thinking about 220 grams of protein. And I'm just like, now granted, you said lean, right? Because I'm thinking there's no way I could eat that much of ground beef, but that's like 80-20 with a ton of fat going on top of it. There's no way I could do that. But I mean, chicken adds up, like the chicken breast at least, but still 220, that would literally be twice the amount that I'm eating now. And even when I'm sitting down to eat my chicken, I'm just like, it's so much. I just
hold on. I'm going to pull up Chronometer while we're talking because I was just going to give you an example of what that actually is.
Yes.
Let's see. Where's my ground beef?
Brianna said,
I love Chronometer. If you guys don't use Chronometer.
No, I don't use any tracking apps. But I mean, I use my own spreadsheet. So that's how I know.
Yeah, she makes her own tracking app.
Everything about it. Yeah, exactly. Yes.
All right. Hamburger ground beef. Okay. So think about it this way. 6 ounces of ground beef is 4 grams of protein.
How many?
6 ounces.
6 ounces is how many grams of protein?
44.
44. Yes.
Right. So if you go to Five Guys, for instance, one Five Guys burger, if you get the burger with no bun, is 6 ounces.
I know those things are huge, B.
Right?
Yeah. Okay.
Do you think those are huge? Well, see,
I mean,
you don't like eating a lot of meat, though.
But maybe
like
I do.
That's my world right
But
now.
maybe I'm thinking that I normally get.
Yes.
I normally get the double or triple, and so when I get a Five Guys, I'm just like, it's so much. But that's because I have 2 or 3 patties already. So I'm thinking just one of them
wrap it up and take
is
it with
6
you.
ounces. That's a lot.
Right. So one of them is a double. So each patty is 3 ounces.
Yes.
Yes.
At Five Guys.
Interesting.
Each patty is 3 ounces at Five Guys.
Yeah,
but if you think about it, most people don't need to eat that. Okay. So even technically, my lean mass is about 165. So I'm right now at 160 and 160. I'm eating right around my lean mass for both for both protein and fat. Okay, so at where I'm at, my lean mass is 160. Most people are at the 130 to 150 range. That's easy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I
do
agree with that.
Do that.
Yeah.
I mean, that's.
Yeah, I was just thinking of 2 something. I was like, oh my God. Kathy P said, give me all the meats and my protein building blocks. So I
need
my protein building blocks. Rand says, what about tuna fish? Now that is a very good lean, a very good lean meat. Rand says, In-N-Out 4x4, no bun. Of course, we don't have those.
It's better raw.
Yes. Than canned.
It's better raw because eating it dry is hard. Eating it canned is just hard to do. You have to add something. You almost have to add fat to it.
I kind of agree. You got to add.
I love me some nice tuna. Tuna's amazing.
Buddha says it seems like the body needs to see a surplus in protein before it will devote resources to repairing tissue. Interesting. I don't mind giving my body a surplus in protein. Now, nowadays, at first, I used to think of, want to get more fat, but now I'm just like, protein doesn't count. Woo.
Yeah, it depends on how you're defining surplus. I think in general, most people don't get enough protein.
Exactly.
So if you're
surplus.
Yeah, right. So if you're thinking more than you normally get would be a surplus, then yes. That just means your body needed it in the first place.
Yes, exactly. So if you were under eating and then you start overeating at under eating, guess what? You're just eating the amount of protein that you need. Right. I totally.
You're right at level.
Okay, so is the 5% body fat the extreme case of what you're doing physically? Like, are you doing any other extremes?
No, I mean, I've changed my workouts. I'm doing more traditional bodybuilding workouts because I'm trying to work on, like I said, I'm going through as if I was a bodybuilder. So
prepping for a show.
Prepping for a show. The cruise is my show date, theoretically.
Oh, I love that. You are going to be
that's how I'm doing it.
Can't wait to be in that audience. No, I'm so
okay. Natalie's actually kind of doing it with me as well. So she's kind of starting. She started carnivore. She started carnivore, and she's going to be going through a process as well. So we're kind of doing it together.
2 chiseled individuals.
I know, right?
I'm in Atlanta right now. That's actually where I'm at. That's why the whole background, everything looks different.
Oh, that's cool.
You always travel everywhere.
Which is still the same time as Kentucky.
Okay, I had a brain fart. I'm sorry.
No problem.
You're allowed.
I don't know what it is about, me in particular, but like I think over the last maybe 5-6 years, I've become really anal about time zones. Like nowadays, when you give someone your phone number, you have to start with the area code because it's like the world is flat, global. You need to give someone your area code, and you can always tell, like when you ask an older person, like what's their phone number, and they just start with their 7-digit phone number. You're like, okay, so you never go anywhere, because so whenever people say, whenever I say what time something is, I always put the time zone because I don't assume that, that like people know what 7 o'clock or what 5 o'clock is. Like 5 o'clock where, there are whole shirts devoted to the notion that it is 5 o'clock somewhere, which is true, right? And so I was just like, yes, Eastern time, and I've become really The only thing I get confused with is Central sometimes. And I'm just like, because parts of Tennessee, like, I mean, like even Nashville.
They go back and forth. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And then the further, and then I'm like, is
and,
Texas Central or is it even further over?
Now certain states are getting out of it. So it depends on where you're at, who you know, and everything. So that's whatever.
Yes. I mean, exactly, right? But yeah, so I make sure to say my time zone, and you just got to figure out where you are. That's all.
There you go.
So, Wacky says, I've struggled with protein intake. My question to you, Wacky, why or how? Like,
yeah. What are you eating? What are you eating?
Of eating, I just didn't know that I could eat that much.
What to eat?
Yeah, you know.
Yeah.
But one kid told me.
So I see a couple people in here actually saying that they don't get enough or they struggle with it, and it's common.
That's
a lot of it's mental, right? A lot of it's mental, like you said, because a lot of people don't think they can, like they're allowed to. So just mentally wrapping your head around the fact that I can eat more meat, I can do this, it's okay. That can be a struggle. You feel like you're doing something wrong because it makes you feel full, and we don't want to feel full because that's wrong, right? We should be never full, never hungry.
There you go.
Exactly. It's never
70 all over again.
Because full means that you overeat. Your full means that you can't be losing weight. You're full, you know. So
the old regime.
Bluto said I'm getting ready for the cruise too, but I'll definitely won't be at 5%. You're right. Tack a 2 in front of that, and then that's my goal. Shoot. Rain says, Coach Bronson, how are you measuring body fat?
In body is what I use. I have a scale for an in-body scale at home.
Yes. So basically one of those at-home bathroom scales that measures a lot of your other muscles as well.
Body fat percentage, skeletal muscle mass, BMR, like all good stuff.
I have one of those too. Mine's called like Yunmai. It's like clearly like an Asian brand that I bought years ago. That is really awesome. It's actually, if you click the link in the description of this video, my Amazon store. If you go to my Amazon store, you'll see the exact scale that I have. But you know, they've come out. I've had mine for like 4 years, so I'm sure like a new edition has already been made of it. Yes. But you know, there are so many scales like that. And wouldn't you agree, Coach Bronson, that those in-home bathroom scales are actually pretty accurate? You know, like especially in measuring I would say the change in your body fat. You know. Versus it might be off by 0.2 or 0.4, but it will always change properly.
Yeah, there is no, even a DEX is not accurate. So anybody that tells you the DEX is the best thing to do, don't waste your money.
They are expensive. I haven't gotten a DEXA scan, but I'm like,
because here's the deal. It doesn't matter. It really does not matter what scale you're using as long as you're using the same scale every time.
Exactly.
That's what matters. That's what matters. That's the most important thing.
Yes.
Perfect.
The trends matter, not the accuracy.
Yes, exactly. Tanya said Tennessee is the worst. Almost missed the Keto Palooza walk because of the back and forth times. Yeah, especially if you don't connect to a local network and your time doesn't shift back, you can be all.
That happened to us like once or twice in Vegas.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, what time is it?
Wrong. Brianna said, I struggled to get in protein when I ate more vegetables. No broccoli anymore, just the meat. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
those vegetables do make you feel full, and you're thinking, I got to eat these vegetables and all this protein. It's kind of an or situation. That's a great point, Brianna.
Yeah, makes perfect sense.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, Hoofman said the same thing. Well, I love meat and I love to eat. I ate a lot more veggies in huge salads more than I do now, but less greens equals more meat. Yeah,
that's what you said. The trade-off. That's the trade-off.
That's what I say. A lot of people that have a hard time getting enough protein is because they're filling up on stuff that's not giving them any benefit.
Exactly. That's not
whether it's snacking throughout the day when they're not really thinking that they're snacking, if they really are, whether it's eating things on their plate that, you know, this is why here's the number one thing. Here's the two ways to get more protein in. Okay. And that number one is half of whatever you normally do, add it to what you do. So if you normally eat 3 eggs, or if you normally have 2 eggs for breakfast, eat 3 eggs for breakfast.
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Right? Yeah. If you normally eat 3 ounces of meat, eat like 5 ounces of meat, or 6, double, a little bit more. Number one. Number two, eat your protein first.
Exactly.
There you go.
Yeah. Yeah.
Your protein.
And then honestly, you don't have room for that other stuff.
Exactly.
It's the blonde hair. It makes me smarter. But yeah, no, that's true. I mean, really, when I started protein sparing modified fasting, that's when I really realized how much meat, like how much food lean protein is. Like it was like you could have 130 or 130 grams of protein, and I was like, okay, like 4 ounces of chicken breast is like, you know, however much protein. Yes. And I was just like, okay, I have to times that by 5 in order to get as much protein I'm supposed to have. So I'm like, that's over a pound.
That
I was
nearly
2 pounds of chicken. And then I would make it all up. And I'm just like, there's no way this is okay. Like, there's just no way. This is so much chicken. And then I'll be eating. I'm like, this is so good. And toward the end, I'm just like, it's so much meat. It's so great. You know, I'm just like, I can't believe I still get to eat more, you know?
Say, that's called a perfect day.
Yeah, Tanya said, I had bariatric surgery in 2010, so I struggled getting protein in. I am doing BBBE, and I struggled to finish even half a pound of ground beef. Man, that's crazy.
That's definitely a challenge. I know a lot of people that have had that deal with that. It's small meals throughout the day.
Yeah, I love that. Just over, just add what you're doing by half, or and eat your protein first, right? Because if you eat all your vegetables and then turn your plate to this mountain of protein, you're going like, oh my God, that's so much. But you really should be prioritizing protein.
You should be okay. And here's if you want to think about it a different way, if you guys want to wrap your head around it a different way, you're not prioritizing protein, you're prioritizing nutrients.
That's exactly what I was going to say. Honestly, you should be prioritizing fat, like healthy fat, to give you your nutrients and energy. But like you can do that along with the protein, right? Like the vegetables are the least best place to get them. Is what I was saying.
Because the vegetable, all plants, right? We talk about where there's more calories. Where's my camera? Where's the camera? Where there's more calories, there's less nutrition.
Yes. Exactly.
Right? Where there's more nutrition, there's less calories.
Yeah.
So that's why you can eat more meat, and it's okay because if you want to be in a caloric deficit, that's great. Eat all the meat.
Yeah, exactly. And it'll get you the nutrients you need, because that's the one thing that I really came to terms with. And I think Dr. Berry helped me with that. But, it was just saying you don't have to eat vegetables. People are like, oh, there's this much vitamin K in a pound of spinach. He's like, there's this much vitamin K in an ounce of beef. And I was just like, oh, and he's like, oh yeah, get your vitamins. Like the meat has all of them. And I was just like, they never tell you that. I mean, you kind of always hear about the protein, like meat's a good source of protein, but they really don't tell you that meat is a good source of vitamins, and nutrients. So
you know why? Because it's more expensive to sell meat than it is to sell veggies.
Yes, exactly.
There you go.
And they just want
more to make.
Exactly. There you go.
That's just
there you go.
Big Veggies is pushing like eat these vegetables, right? Tanya said, yes, I can get down eggs better, so I have been eating more of that or adding it to the meals and coffee. Yeah, that's
egg whites. Get cartons of egg whites and make them in.
Because things. Now, I personally am glad that I'll never have to go back to eating egg whites. Like no shade or anything, but like I will never be separating egg yolks from the whites ever again. And like because I can get my protein somewhere else. Egg whites is not where I'm going to be getting my lean protein from.
Well, so that's where one of the things back in my old protocol was I would do a normal shake, but then I would also add, 3 or 4, maybe half a cup or a cup of egg whites. So instead of just using water for my shake, half of my cup would be egg whites, the other half would be water. Then I'd put the protein powder in and shake and blend that up.
Makes sense. That could just be like frothy.
Exactly.
Like, I get, but that's a great point. But maybe I can say I'll never eat egg whites.
There you go.
I can do that. Cece said, I'm back. I'm glad you're here. So sorry for the technical difficulties in the beginning. Brianna said, I try to explain to people who promote veggies over meat due to vitamins that beef has more vitamins, but I feel like they don't believe me. They don't. I didn't believe it. Like until I was just like, that can't be true.
It's hard to unlearn things.
And then if you add on top of it that if you're eating meat, you need less of many vitamins.
Yes.
Because you're getting more out. Your body can actually use more of what you're getting from the meat. So you don't need to
So
supplement
even those
much.
standards of how many grams or milligrams of a certain vitamin
go.
or mineral you need might not be the best. So I think Rand just brought up what you were talking about. So what about egg white protein powder added to your coffee? What about just egg whites added to your coffee?
Nothing hot. Nothing hot.
Oh, nothing
with
hot.
egg white. With
It'll
egg whites or egg protein, unless you want to not be happy and
hey, if you bring it up to temp, you know,
but now we're talking about really
if you do,
I know, right?
so you can do that. You can do that with the yolks.
Yes.
People do that because that's really good.
Yes.
But I have egg powder protein in particular, putting in hot coffee is not a pleasant experience.
Interesting.
So beef and some way we'll do it, but
in your coffee.
Okay, so there's a story. So I didn't know she was watching, but there's a story because we've both been doing this for a long time, Natalie and I. We were in Atlantic City for a show. One of her conferences for the bikini competitors, and we got some egg white protein powder in the mail as we were leaving to go to Atlantic City. So instead of bringing it back into the apartment, we just put it in the car and took it with us. So while we were there, we got up in the morning. We're like, oh, let's get some protein. Put some egg white protein powder. Went downstairs, got some coffee, put it in. And as we were pouring the coffee, we both looked at each other and we're like, oh crap.
What have we done?
We're like, we know we should not have done that. It was
an early morning. It was early.
Everyone doesn't like clumpy coffee. What? Joe Ray said, yes, I just buy the egg whites in a carton, so it's much easier. Lord knows, I buy those at Costco. My mom's like, could you just pick me up some egg whites? It's just like a case. I was like, Lord Jesus, woman, what do you need? So
she was who was it that was asking about the egg whites in the coffee?
Beef
powder.
So
Equip Foods beef isolate powder is probably the best in coffee. They have chocolate and vanilla. Vanilla is like a creamer, and the chocolate makes it like a mocha.
There you go.
Ooh, a mocha. I love that. Hoopman says, I've been telling my naysayer friends to do their own research regarding beef and meat, but I say it in a nice way. Like, you're going to have to figure that out for yourself.
Yeah, basically. Like, I'm not going to get your books, and I'm not going to sit my job.
I'm not going to try to convince you. That's the whole thing is I will let you know if you're interested, but I'm not going to try to convince you that what I'm doing is right. I'm going to
drag you across the
look, Natalie says she's loving the new do. Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you, Natalie.
This was a surprise to me. As well. So I go to the hairdresser, every 2 weeks to get my hair done. And I sat in her chair yesterday, just thinking it was going to be my regular, wash and shampoo and flat iron. And she starts mixing bleach in front of me. And I was just like, is that for her next client? Like, what is, okay. And then I was just like, is today bleach day? And she was like, yeah. So the thing is, we had been discussing this for months, like since September. She was like, okay, I think the plan is we're just going to, when we take the mermaid off your hair, we're just going to go ahead and bleach everything. And then we're going to leave it blonde for about a month to like let your hair breathe. And then we're going to put the new color on. And I was like, oh, that sounds like a great idea. So she looks at her schedule and she's like, oh my God, my schedule's so booked. I don't have anything till January. And I said, oh my gosh, like you're not gonna be able to bleach my hair until January? That's like years away, right? This was back in September. And then before you know it, I sat in her chair yesterday and she was like,
January.
Why is she mixing bleach? I was like, oh, it's today my hair appointment? And I was just like, I cannot believe how quickly time just came. So yes, so here's what's happening. My hair is blonde for about the next month or two. Honestly, I was like, girl, we need to go ahead and put my color appointment on your schedule because that's going to be months at this point, right? So she's like, I won't make you wait that long. So this morning over on the Weathers channel, I told everyone that I am crowdsourcing a new color scheme for my hair. So if you have any suggestions, because like I'm open to anything, but nothing's jumping out at me. Yeah, but nothing's jumping out. So if you have any suggestions, you can send me pictures. They have to be pictures or links, of course, to watchoutomketo@gmail.com. And I'm going to choose like the 5 that I'm like, oh, okay, I could rock with these. And then I'm going to let everyone vote. on those. And then whatever you guys decide, that's what I'm gonna go with. Yeah, because
that's the hairapalooza.
Because I'll like it no matter what. Like I have no preference for my hair, and then of course I'll be able to narrow down the 5 that I wouldn't mind having, and then you guys can choose the rest. So.
Oh my goodness.
Yes. Rand King Cook said, Coach Bronson, like you, I don't have to.
That's the way to go.
Exactly. That's like, thank you. Like we all learned something.
That's
tonight.
what I said. I'll never cut it all off, but still, but I like having a lot of it cut off, I'll say. Sam Manor said there's a thing that you can find at stores and Amazon that can help you separate the eggs from white from the yolk. Yes, you can find one in the shape of a chicken. Oh, that's so cute.
No, my mom had one. Used to bake the bakers, put on the edge of the bowl.
Joe Ray said, posting a new video in a bit, chaffle pizzas, wings and taco soup. See, that just sounds like so, I'm sure it's not as complicated in my head.
Can we talk about videos that we're doing? So I just did a live yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
That's since we're talking about protein and lean mass and all that kind of stuff. One of the questions I get, you guys are the second group to hear this, because last night was the first, anybody that listened to my live last night, the first people that ever heard this. I'm not going to get into it now, but if you go watch my live from last night, it's under Coach Talk. Okay.
Where is it? On Instagram?
On my YouTube. On my YouTube.
Oh, YouTube. Okay.
Yep. Get Fit with Coach Bronson. I talked about recommended lean mass ratios. Recommended skeletal, how much muscle, recommended skeletal muscle mass ratios, because there aren't any right now. If you Google, if you do research on how much muscle should I have as a man or a woman, you're not going to find anything.
Wow.
But is that just the opposite? But I always thought that was like just the default other part of body fat percentage.
Skeletal muscle mass is not. Lean mass is.
Oh.
But lean mass includes bone, water, organs, everything.
Yeah.
Right. So if body fat percentage is your body fat in pounds divided by your weight.
Yes.
There's no corollary to muscle. There is no index. There's nothing out there to actual muscle. The muscle that moves your bones and makes you move and work and locomote, right?
Wow.
There is nothing for that. Okay. So I've been spending, this has actually been something I've been thinking about for over a year, that I've been kind of looking at, trying to figure out and try to just wrap my head around how do we tell people how much muscle they should have? Because you guys know me, I talk about how important muscle is and how important lean mass is and how important protein is, but I've never been able to say, what should the goal be?
So I'm going to tell you this. I have my little scale with my app, and I was wondering, I know it tells me lean mass, but does it tell me just muscle mass, right?
Yep.
It tells me my muscle mass. It doesn't tell me in pounds. It tells me in percentage. And so apparently my skeletal muscle is 32.7%. And there is a,
that's awesome.
But there,
I can't see it, but okay. Yeah.
So you see, it's the green one, right?
Yeah. Okay, that's good.
The middle, apparently, and according to this, low is below 24%, middle is 24 to 37, and then high muscle, I don't know why you have high, is above 37%. So
So my recommendation is 40%.
Wow, that's crazy. So I was just, but like
40% for women, 40% for women, 45% for men.
Interesting.
What did you say that too?
No,
that's based. Yeah, and I get into some of the reasons behind where that information comes from in the video. So if you guys go to the video,
that's my very next question. It's like, and why is that?
Yeah. Based on clients that I've worked with over the past few, several years, where they were when they started to where they ended. My experience, studies of information that out there against populations that are healthy.
Yeah.
Right. Because the problem with lean mass, and this is the issue that I find, is that all the information about how much body fat and lean mass we should have and like all the targets are based on averages of a population. I don't care about averages of a population. I want what's healthy.
Yeah, like what's the optimal?
Particularly, right? What's optimal, what's healthy. So So even the app you have right there, that's based on the information they have from all the people
median.
that are putting into that data.
Wow.
Yes.
Right. So
Wow.
you're the median of that doesn't necessarily, what's the health level of all those people putting that information in isn't unknown.
Exactly. That's the point we don't know.
That is so interesting. Right. This is what you should be, because this is what most people already are.
Yeah,
like that doesn't make any sense.
Yes. If everybody's hopping along,
that's what I'm just saying. If everybody else jumped off a bridge, this is what you should be doing because everyone else is doing it. That's crazy. That is a crazy thing to think about. Yes, I have been looking at everyone's pictures. First of all, Cece said they're already voting on Facebook. You guys, I get to pick. I get to narrow it down first.
I don't think you've lost control.
I think what you should do is say, these are the colors that are not happening.
Yeah. Well, but see, that's the thing.
And then kind of eliminate.
The only things that I don't want are not that I don't want, but just the colors that I've had, right? Like, even though I really love the mermaid look, I've got to go different, right? And so that's the only thing.
Aqua.
Yeah, like, you know.
So you're game for any other color in the box.
I'm game for a lot of stuff. And I've received some good emails. Email me, everybody, right? So I've received some good emails already.
Those crayon
and I'm excited about that. But yeah, it'll be a couple of months just because, like I said, I have to wait till she has a hair appointment. But, you know, like I'm excited to change.
This is going to be interesting.
Yes. Okay. I saw that you are a speaker at Keto Salt Lake, right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to be there too. So we're going to be in the building.
Awesome.
Which, can you believe that Keto Salt Lake is before the cruise?
Wait, what?
Yeah, like it's in April. Like it's already about to happen.
Wow.
It really is. And it's just so funny that it's just like, I feel like we've been knowing about this cruise for like 2 years. And then, but then that Keto Salt Lake just popped up. And it's like, oh crap.
Right. Yeah. Like, boop, boop. Okay.
Exactly.
Like 4 months later, there's a conference. Like
Salt Lake. Here we go.
So yeah, like that's absolutely crazy.
It's gonna be amazing.
So that's awesome. Yep. I'll be in the building. Good to see you there.
Yeah.
And
I got to figure out what I'm talking about.
Same. And so yes, I'm excited about that. Okay, well, we have got to get hopping and skipping, everybody, because we gotta. We're going to a basketball game tonight, which is really exciting. Coach Bronson, do you want to leave us with any words or things to think about, or where information you want to share with us?
Yeah, I think we covered a lot of stuff today. The only thing I do want to let everybody know, because it's new for me, is I'm starting a monthly group Zoom call.
Yes.
For coaching specifically, not just information sharing. It's not me talking, it's me listening. Right.
Wow.
So if anybody is interested, if anybody is interested in having some time with other people who have similar questions at similar places, trying to say, hey, how do I get through X, Y, or Z, or how do I solve this problem? Or how do I get through this plateau? Or how do I get started with fitness? Any of the questions, any and all the questions. Every third Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern, I'll be holding a Zoom. So if you can go to my website, actually, you can use you have an affiliate link, Autumn. So they can go to your link if you have that posted somewhere.
So I do.
I'll group coaching, group support,
I have
coaching.
both links in the description of this video. So in addition to that new monthly coaching call, so Coach Brunson actually has the app where you can train, like the workouts, the fitness app, right? So there's 2 different plans. There's a workout plan for beginners using body weight exercises for 3 times a week, and then there's like a functional fitness, which would be considered the more advanced. That's 5 days a week with using equipment that you have, and it's really just like a personalized, like switched up, like a new workout every single week, 5 days of workouts that can be, done and modified to your, fitness level and desire. And I have the links for both of those in the description of this video.
Yeah, and I can send you, if you don't have the link for the group coaching, I can send that to you.
I don't, so go ahead and send that to me, and then that way I can put that in the links of these videos when we talk.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Coach Bronson, it's been a pleasure. Don't forget, you can find here every Wednesday, the first Wednesday of the month for #WAC Wednesday, usually at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, but today at 5 o'clock, right? And then don't forget, you can also get the Team Pro t-shirt by going.
Very comfortable.
Yes, you can go to Coach Bronson on Instagram, his link tree. I know he has it. And then also I did link it in somewhere in this video. So if you go to the link, you can see it there. Okay, well, Coach Bronson, it was great to talk to you. And it was really good to rehash this like deeper state keto. Because I mean, I did deeper state keto in the past and I really liked it, but I found it very restrictive, which I had to wrestle with when it came to, like should I be suffering? Like I should always be hungry. This means I'm doing it right. Right. It's like no, that's not the case. Right. But that wasn't the program's fault. That was my fault. Right. You know, so it's just like the program didn't tell me to eat that little. I just thought, okay, I should be eating this little, and that's what will get me where I need to go, right? But that's not what the program did at all. And so I really like rethinking about deeper state keto. And the cool thing is, if you want, I don't know, Coach Bronson, if you have an affiliate link or something, but the cool thing is about deeper state keto is if you buy it once, you get lifetime access to the course. So, I was like, maybe I can do deeper state keto one again this year, or maybe like next year or something, right? Because it's something you can always revisit, right? But the protocol itself is very sound.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so so thanks everyone for joining, and thank you, Coach Bronson. Okay, we'll catch you next month. Okay.
Next.
Got it.
Okay, guys. Well, we are out of here because we have to go see the game. Aurelia said we can see Autumn's blonde hair on TV tonight. Will it be on television, Richard? I'll be in a box though, so I don't know if they show the boxes. I won't just be in the. We're not going to be with the common folk. We're going to be up in the sky boxes with the elite. You know what I'm talking about? With the blonde people. You know what I'm talking about? Everybody have a great night. Don't forget, you can catch us here every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern, but also find us on our other channel, the Weathers channel, where we go live every Sunday, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 9:30 a.m. Okay, so have a great day. And then if you catch us on the Weathers channel, you will see us on Friday, right? If not, we'll see you back here next Wednesday.
Same time.
Bye.
Bye all.